Following where we left off, after receiving the deciphered escape route, Aki and Yesheng tried to get out, but the exit route would constantly change, making it impossible to escape. Getting back to shore, Yesheng asked the key to help them. The key opened its eyes and reveals to them the most optimal way, traveling right through the labyrinth itself. With some calculations, Professor Mans is confident that they still have enough oxygen to surface. However, after cutting contact with the professor, since Yesheng couldn't keep using the void snake, Aki began to worry as she knows that they don't have enough air and wanted to tell Yesheng something. Before she could, Yesheng kisses her and assures her that they will survive. Back on the carrier, while celebrating their success on this mission, the professor realized that their calculations were completely wrong. At the college, meanwhile, Ming-Fei got called by his friend back home, and he told them about the hardships and worry that he's going through. His friend tried his best to cheer up Ming-Fei. However, Ming-Fei still felt uneasy. Professor Mans, after 14 minutes of searching for the two, was forced to retreat. But before all hope was lost, Aki surfaced and gave the search team the urn, while saying that Yesheng traded his life to retrieve it, before she is then pulled away by something and didn't surface again. Distraught, Professor Mans orders to start the engine, as he also sees that something big is approaching them. He guesses that this beast was the one that took the lives of his students, so now he'll get revenge. After a barrage of gunfire and bombing from the professor, they thought the beast was dead. The professor was calmly talking to his only student left, Selma, about what that beast might have been, when she is impaled from behind and dragged into the water. The professor went berserk and fired non-stop at the water. The beast started to swim around the carrier, taunting them as they themselves had not much fuel left and was far from land. But with the directions from the professor, they steered the carrier to the nearest dam. They were about to crash into the dam until Professor Mans told the key to open the gates, allowing them and the beast to enter as well. As the beast was about to catch up, with efforts from the professor, the key, and the detonation of the remaining bombs in its stomach, they were able to trap and kill the beast. However, Professor Mans was shot by one of its fangs. After waiting for a while, Principal Anjo announces that the team on the carrier are safe, and he thanks the student who has made the greatest contribution to this rescue mission, Ming-Fei. Everyone applauds Ming-Fei. After everyone has dispersed, Zhu Zihang goes to see Ming-Fei. He wants to invite Ming-Fei to join the Lionheart Association, and says that he needs a suitable successor for this club. Suddenly, the bell rings. Zihang says that it is an announcement that someone has died, and the school will release white pigeons to remember them. It turns out that the entire Professor Man's unit is dead, including Yesheng and Aki. The principal must report a lie so as not to cause panic among the students. The next morning, when Ming-Fei turns on the computer and sees Motong's email, she invites Ming-Fei to a welcoming dinner tomorrow. Caesar said that he would like to have a chat with him. It looks like the student council wants to recruit Ming-Fei as well. Finger reveals Caesar's family background. Caesar's family is the most famous family in the Western world. He is the only heir of the family, and will be the future emperor in the Western world. His first words at school became the school's famous quote, "You can challenge me, but I am ready to laugh at you." It's so arrogant. In the evening, Ming-Fei and Finger go to the party together, and they see a truck coming their way. Behind the truck is a trail of roses. Motong then appears in the same dress she wore when she saved Ming-Fei. Ming-Fei sees Motong and has a smile on his face, but it's quickly extinguished when Caesar calls Motong. Caesar and Motong go inside together. The butler rings the bell to announce the arrival of Caesar and Motong. Today's party is to celebrate Motong's birthday. Caesar motioned to start the party. Caesar is an arrogant person. He wants Ming-Fei on his side, but he always shows the opposite. He claps his hands to get everyone's attention and calls Ming-Fei. He says that if Ming-Fei agrees to join the student council, then he should come and stand beside him. If he doesn't agree, he can leave from the door over there. He gives Ming-Fei a song's time for him to make the decision. Suddenly, a girl with the alias Zero comes to invite Ming-Fei to dance with her. Finger pushes Ming-Fei towards Zero, and they start dancing together. Zero instructing Ming-Fei to dance in the most understandable way. Just like that, they dance very well and receive applause from everyone. After ending the dance, Zero says goodbye to Ming-Fei and leaves. At this time, Motong also walks out of the party. Ming-Fei runs after Mo-Tong to say happy birthday to her. Mo-Tong asks Ming-Fei to drive her up the hill because she wants to walk around. At this moment, the normal system informs everyone that there are invaders entering the school. The intruders split into 3 groups and split off in 3 different directions. Their aim is to claim the brass urn that Aki and Yesheng sacrificed their lives to acquire. Norma begins to warn the students to prepare for battle. At this moment, Ming-Fei and Mo-Tong are on their way to the hill. Suddenly, Ming-Fei looks over and sees the boy, named Lu Mingze, startling him. Mingze asks Ming-Fei to confess to Mo-Tong. He says that he will help Ming-Fei to prepare the flowers. He then touches Ming-Fei's head with his finger to release some kind of seal. The car suddenly shuts down and they continue walking to the hill. Back at the college, the intruders had split into 3 teams and went in 3 different directions. But 2 of the teams were caught. There was only 1 team left, but Norma had yet to locate them. The masked professor tells Professor Mainstein to use the Void Serpent to find them. But Mainstein says that the college is being protected by the spirit language of the Night Watchman, so they can't use spirit language. It's like a barrier that disables spirit powers to avoid students using spirit language at will. Mainstein calls the Night Watchman to tell him to remove his spirit language so that everyone can use spirit language. It turns out that Mainstein is the son of the Night Watchman. Night Watchman begins to remove the barrier that sealed everyone's spirit power. Norma informs all the students that they can use spirit language now. Everyone's spirit power was being released from their eyes. Mainstein uses the Void Serpent to search for the remaining intruders. One of them is entering the wine storage. This man's alias is called 13. He infiltrated the college at the behest of someone who hired him. At the church, where Caesar was assigned to guard, he begins to use the spirit language, Sickle. His spirit language is ranked 59th. The higher the rank of the spirit language, the stronger the user's power. The highest is ranked at 100. After using spirit language to check the surroundings, Caesar discovers several intruders heading towards him in Zihang. He calls Zihang to inform him of the current situation. At the library, Zihang takes on the task of guarding it. The students who are near Zihang's location are being asked to stay away from the library because Zihang's spirit language is very strong and can injure people around him. Some intruders enter the church. They are invisible thanks to their captain's spirit language, but it seems that Caesar can see them. He breaks the spirit language of the captain and makes them show up. This girl's name is Sakatoku Mai. Caesar sees that her last name is the same as Aki's, and she also admits that she is Aki's older sister, which surprises everyone. Mai throws a phone that is playing a song, and it says that when the song ends, the game starts. Caesar asks Norma to turn off the lights when the song ends. After the song ends, the lights go off, and the battle between the 2 factions begins in the dark. When the lights came back, only the 2 captains of the 2 factions remained. Members of both factions are only put into a coma because they agree to use anesthetic bullets. Mai reveals her own purpose, which is to buy time. The 2 continue their own battle. Caesar activates his spirit language. Darkness envelops this area. In his dark area, no one can hide. Mai has just approached Caesar when he points the gun at her head. But suddenly, Mai disappears, surprising Caesar. An intruder starts entering the library as well. This girl's alias is 3No. Professor Good wonders why 3No doesn't carry any weapons. The masked professor believes that she is so strong that she doesn't need to use weapons. But Zihang's spirit language is also ranked quite high. Zihang starts to activate the spirit language, which is ranked 89th. Professor Good is surprised to see Zihang's spirit language. 3No also uses spirit language, which is also ranked 89th. At this point, 13 follows the leader's instructions and falls into water. He discovers an old door below. He thinks that the college is hiding something inside. He opens the door. At this time, Ming-Fei and Mo-Tong are chatting by a lake. She invites Ming-Fei to join the student council. She says that she wants a little brother in the student council. She adds that she comes here because she wants to receive a gift from a woman on her birthday. She wonders what the present will be this year. Mo-Tong mutters that she wants a bouquet of flowers. Suddenly, music is coming from inside the car, and the sky is then filled with fireworks. Mo-Tong looks very happy, but it seems this firework display is not for her, because the name in the sky is not hers. Mo-Tong says that whatever she sees here, she considers it a gift for her. Ming-Fei says that he will be her little brother from now on, and wishes her a happy birthday. Returning to 13's place, he opens the door and is sucked inside. The water current takes him to somewhere. He sees a large shark. Luckily, the shark doesn't do anything to him. He jumps out of the tank and continues to inspect the area. After going to check the rooms, he finds the location of the brass urn, and suddenly, the image of someone appears in front of him. He is also like Ming Fei. There is always a boy who appears in his mind. He approaches the brass urn and is prevented by the defense system, causing him pain. He finds his quest too difficult, so he gives up the quest as well as the bounty and leaves. After he leaves, a mysterious man appears and helps 13 to take the final step in this quest. He pours some kind of liquid on the egg along with his blood to awaken the great Nidhogg. Inside Caesar's dark barrier, he is in trouble when he can't guess Mai's location. He is battling with her illusions. He is then forced to use high-level spirit language to find Mai's true location. Although they initially agreed to only use knives, Mai pulls out a gun and points it at Caesar's head. Suddenly, a huge explosion occurs, causing the match to be interrupted. Caesar suggests stopping the match, and Mai also agrees. They go to look for the cause of the explosion. When they see someone's burning footprints on the ground and a burned hole in the wall, Caesar guesses that this person's temperature might be equal to that of the sun. Motong's car suddenly works again, and they return to the college. While on her way back to the college, Motong's phone rings, and she receives the message from Caesar that the college is under attack by some organization. At the library, the battle between Zihang and 3No is still ongoing. The math professor notices that 3No is still not using her full strength, and Zihang is in a stalemate. At this time, 13 drives his motorcycle towards the college gate to escape. Professor Good orders the students to stop 13, but it seems that his driving skills are too good and dodges all of the bullets. While he thinks that he will definitely escape, he is hit by Motong's car. Ming Fei gets scared and steps down to apologize to 13. Suddenly, at this moment, Ming Fei realizes 13 is Luo Jie, who was his teammate in the game before. Ming Fei helps Luo Jie escape the pursuit of students by becoming Luo Jie's hostage. Suddenly, there is a loud bang behind them. Motong tells them not to look back, but to look in the mirror. A boy in white calls Ming Fei brother, causing them to panic and run away. The professor orders all students to attack the boy, but to no avail, because the bullets melted before they could reach him. Even grenades didn't work on the boy. The boy mumbles a spell that scares the professor. They tell the students to get down to avoid the terrible explosion. The ongoing battle between Zihang and 3No is interrupted by the explosion. Zihang receives a notification that a dragon has appeared in the college. Zihang asks 3No if this is her plan. 3No says that that was an unintended incident, and then she leaves. Professor Mainstein calls the Night Watchman to beg him to neutralize the dragon's powers, but the Night Watchman says that he can't, because it seems that the dragon is the first generation with a higher bloodline than him. In other words, he is one of the 4 dragon kings. He is supposed to be the controller of metal and fire, the Lord of Bronze and Fire. Mai and Caesar go to the dragon's place. Mai tries to call her teammates to report the current situation. The girl guesses that the dragon has been awakened in the wrong way, causing his powers to go out of control. His body will very quickly become unbearable and explode. The result will be a firestorm that consumes the entire hill. The girl says that the metal bullets won't work on a Dragon King, but they can use the non-metal bullets, Figa. Caesar and Mai start shooting the dragon with Figa bullets, causing him to be pushed back. It looks like it really works. The principal realizes the effects of Figa bullets, so he orders the students to use them as well. At this time, Finger, Luo Jie, and Ming Fei are gathered in a pool because they think that the fire dragon will be destroyed by the water. Suddenly, Luo Jie feels the dragon's presence and says that he is coming. They go on to come up with another plan. If they dive into the water, the dragon won't attack them. Ming Fei can't hold his breath anymore, so he rises up and sees that the scene has changed. He runs around to check and sees the Dragon King, and the Dragon King calls him brother.
That wraps up part 2 of Dragon Raja. The story is getting more interesting and mysterious, so many secrets to uncover. If you guys want me to continue covering this series, then be sure to support this video and I'll keep the Dragon Raja train going. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing anime recaps. See you all next time.